Hi, I'm Missy Wryn. I'm a holistic natural horsemanship trainer. What holistic natural horsemanship is a method of training the whole horse. My specialty has been problem and dangerous horses, and most of the horses that I have received in my training program who were problems and had serious behavior issues typically were in pain, whether it was physical pain or emotional pain. I found that those pain issues needed to be addressed. So I developed a program, Holistic Natural Horsemanship, to address and work with the whole horse. My motto is, problems are not always training issues, and I want to train the whole horse for a safer ride. I have identified 4 core emotional concerns that we as humans share with horses. In identifying those core concerns will help you better understand your horse and balance your nature as a human with your horse's nature. Let's begin. I'm going to bring out Tilly, a Clydesdale paint. Come on, Tilly. Now Tilly comes to me as a 3-year-old horse, Clydesdale paint. As you can see, she's pretty big. She absolutely knows nothing. As you can see, she knows nothing. She gets into my space. She's wiggly. She's dangerous. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Good girl. Now, that's the first core emotional concern, is appreciation. And when she got back, and she did it right, I said, good girl. And she began to lick and chew. And in order to enhance that appreciation, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to rub her neck when she does the right thing. What this does, research has found that when you rub the neck, it actually releases a chemical response, just like her mother did when her mother licked her neck. It's important to appreciate your horse, letting them know that they've done the right thing. Now, she's just learning, so she knows absolutely nothing. Yesterday's holistic joining was just a moment of doing the right thing, but I have to show her appreciation. Good girl. The second core emotional concern is status. Status means our position in the herd. You as the human must be at all times the herd leader. Horses are prey animals. They think in terms of prey animal psychology. Get back. Get back. Good girl. Her position in the herd is follower, and she's the student. I am the herd leader and the teacher, but I must prove to her that I'm the herd leader. She is genetically required to have a herd leader. And this is a herd of 2, you and your horse. Me and Tilly, we are a herd of 2. She needs me to be the leader, or if I'm not, then she has to be the leader. And that is a point of stress and concern for horses. Horses would rather be in a position of comfort. They are looking for the leader. When your horse rubs on you and moves your feet, that isn't affection. That is disrespect. But that horse is disrespecting in a way that, are you the leader today? And if you're not, I'm going to move your feet. There's the key. He who moves the other's feet first is in control. So I must be the one that controls the movement of her feet in order to identify myself to her as the herd leader. The third is autonomy. Now, what I mean by autonomy is we as humans have the opportunity of free will, free choice. We decide yes or no in our lives most of the time. A lot of things are dictated to us, but for the most part, we can make those choices. Well, in the animal world, they also have autonomy as well. They make the choices too, to where they're going to eat, where they're going to sleep, when they're thirsty, so I'm going to go get some water. There's some choices they make. And they also choose you're going to be my herd leader, they choose to submit to that herd leader. That's autonomy. I'm going to set up choices for Tilly to make. I am going to support her in making the right decision. I will not force her to make the right decision. I will not go 1, 2, 3, you make that decision or else. I'm going to continue to support her, honoring her autonomy to make the right decision. I'll keep putting the question or what it is I want her to do in front of her and supporting her to make that decision. And when she makes that decision, my release of pressure is going to be crisp. And that is what we call pressure and release. Horses learn from the release of pressure, not the pressure itself. So when I get the right answer from her, allowing her to have autonomy, then I release my pressure, whether it's my body language, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, body language and how horses speak to one another with body language. Now, the fourth core emotional concern is role. We all have a role. In our jobs at work, we have a role. In our homes, we have a role. Sometimes my role is bookkeeper. Sometimes my role is cook, laundress. The list goes on. But our roles keep changing. Today, my role is to be the teacher. I am teaching her what she needs to know in order to be in my herd of two. She recognizes my status as the leadership, she will, and then she'll identify with my role that I am the teacher, and her role is student and to be learning today and to be the follower. Now remember, this horse really doesn't know anything. She comes to me 3 years old to start under saddle. So fortunately, we're going to get to see a lot of things. What I'm going to be teaching you today is using your body language and those 4 core concerns. I'm going to run her around and do a holistic joining with her. And I want you to watch my body language. I'm going to talk to her with my body language. And one thing I want to address with you right before we get started is, how does it feel when I walk up to you like this? It makes you want to step back, doesn't it? If I was standing in front of you, wouldn't you want to kind of step back? That's because I'm in your space. Well, I'm going to use that very same language with my horse. I'm going to walk into my horse. If she's not getting out of my space, if I'm trying to back her up, whatever it is I'm asking her to do, I'm going to use my body language. And when she gives me the right answer, I'm going to relax my countenance and turn my shoulder to the side. Straight shoulders and forward means pressure. And a dropped countenance, get back, please. Thank you. Good girl. A dropped countenance, relaxed eyes is a dropped pressure, at instant release of pressure. And so you'll see me being dramatic with my body. That's something that you need to do with your horse. Speak with your body because your horse is watching closely. So we're going to run around and do holistic joining. This is not round penning. I do not round pen horses. I use holistic joining to invoke her instinct to follow me because she recognizes me as the herd leader. Now, you don't see horses, lead mares, lead horses, running horses around in circles. I don't do that. As the lead horse, my berth is very wide. So is any lead horse in a herd. So I'm going to be running her off from place to place, saying, well, you know, I want that place now too. That's my space now. I'm going to move her around. And what I'm looking for is her signs of submission, where she starts to turn to me and look at me like, well, so what is it that you want? And when she starts relaxing and looking at me, I'm going to go up to her and I'm going to appreciate her, let her know that's what I want. And the goal is to get her over to the gate. I want her to hang out at that gate, looking at me, waiting for my next command to her. Looking to me, what do I do next, herd leader? So I'm going to move her along. She's visiting, and I don't want her visiting. And I turn my back. Now see, that's what the lead mare would do. She would turn her back to that horse because she did what I asked. I asked her to move off, and she did. And I'm going to ask her to move off again. I don't want her down in this corner. And I'm going to turn my back. I just got what I wanted. But I'm keeping my peripheral vision on her because I don't want her coming up and charging me. And I don't want her visiting this boy down here. And I turned my back. She did what I asked. This takes time. You don't want to rush this. You don't need to exhaust yourself. You don't need to exhaust the horse. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't want a horse to join with me to get out of pressure. I want the horse to join with me because her natural instinct tells her to follow me. She can't help but follow me because she recognizes me as the herd leader. Good girl. See, she's coming up submitted with her nose down on the ground like that. And she's a little too close. But I'm going to tell her it's all right. But when she came up to me with her nose down on the ground, that's a sign of submission. She's not ready yet. And if she walks off, then I make it my idea. You notice how she started to turn away? I made that my idea. I control her feet as the herd leader. So she's sniffing around, and isn't that what they do out there in the pasture? That herd leader says, you know what, I want that spot. So I'm just going to go and just, no, I want that spot now. And walk away. I got what I wanted. And she's looking at me. Now, look, I completely dropped my countenance. No, I don't want you over there. Go on. And I don't want you down there. Now remember, I want her at the gate. But for now, she did what I asked. So I'm going to give her some time. She's just checking things out, and that's fine. This works in a round pen. My training arena is 96 feet, so I'm not having to run around too much. It works just as well in this arena. I want that space too. Thank you. And she's coming into the lead mare spot because I've already identified that this is my spot. I don't want you down here. And she kicked at me. I don't care. They kick at each other. Good. Immediately I have to appreciate that. And notice where my body is. I drop my shoulders. What a good girl. She turned to me. I'm going to go love her for that. I'm going to appreciate her for that. Good girl. And I notice she's a little worried about me touching her face, so I go right into her neck, because really that's where you want to appreciate your horse, is rubbing the neck and down those withers. Oh, what a nice girl. And I'm just going to go to the other side, because see, she hasn't figured out how to change her eyes yet either. And that's just eye changing from one side to the other. Because she hasn't had much handling, she doesn't know anything about training. That's some instinct. It's just starting to click in. Good girl. You notice I just added the slightest pressure. She looked at me and I dropped that pressure. I stopped asking with that kiss. A kiss is pressure. What a good girl. I'm going to come in here and appreciate her. And now I'm going to walk away. And she's going to find out being with me is pretty nice. Go on. Good girl. I need the whole mind of the horse. Getting just pieces of it isn't enough. I want the whole mind, the whole body. And I could run her to exhaustion, and all I'm going to get is fear and resentment. And I want the whole horse through instinct. She was taken away at 4 months and put in, I think, with a donkey. And so there's not a lot of herd understanding for her, horse to horse. She's been the boss for the last 3 years. So it's not easy for her to understand what I'm doing. Good girl. Good girl. I'll take that. Look, she's licking and chewing. And when a horse licks and chews, they're thinking. They're chewing on their thoughts. And I like it when they're chewing. That's also a sign of relaxation, so she's not too stressed out. Good girl. Now, if she walks away, I'm going to run her off. But I'm going to ask. See if I can get her to move towards me. Good girl. You know, she started to walk forward, but I asked to come to me, and she did. Very good girl. Very good girl. Very good girl. Very good. Just baby steps. Isn't that great? She's starting to get it. What a good girl. I'm going to come in here and appreciate her. Very nice. I'm so proud of you. Just honoring her, appreciating her. And I honored her by allowing her to make those decisions. I guided her to make the decision and supported her along the way. Good girl. Very nice. That feel good? Okay. Let's try a little bit more. Good girl. Good girl. Very nice. Very nice. Her feet are a little stuck about going forward. Up. You get out of my space. You walk away and show me your butt, then you can't be with me. I'm the lead mare, and you don't talk to the lead mare like that. Go on. You notice my body, I kind of got at her, and she, ooh. No, and you can't be down there with Sozar. There. Good girl. Now I went in there with a stern look, kind of, you better move, just like a lead mare would do. She'd go in there and she'd go, move. She'd pin her ears. I can't pin my ears, so I can, you know, get kind of mean looking, like my ears are pinned. And she understood that, and it was just kind of this vibe coming off of me. She moved. She gave me a yes, ma'am, but she still has quite a bit of autonomy. And that's good. I want to mold and shape that autonomy. I don't want to break a horse. That strips their autonomy. I don't want to break her. I want her to keep her dignity intact and the right to make the choice, but I want her to make the choices that I guide her to do. As her lead mare, she's going to go, oh, okay, I'll make that choice because you asked me, because I recognize your authority and I trust you. Come on, girlie. Good girl. Good girl. Let me come in and appreciate you. Good job. So you'll see I use my words quite a bit too. I want the horse to hear the words of appreciation and feel the appreciation. So through sensory, touch, and through voice, through her hearing, she gets appreciation. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, that is instinct. Oh, yes. Hello. She's just checking me out. I'm going to let her stand for a moment. And I'll see if she'll come over and check me out. Sometimes when the herd leader is just standing around, nibbling on the ground, the younger ones, or the ones that are kind of in training, being disciplined, they'll come up and see what the herd leader is doing and if it's okay to come into that herd leader's space. So I want to see if I can invoke that instinct for her to do that. She should want to come in with her head lowered as a sign of submission to me. She may not do it yet. We'll see. There it is. She's asking if she can be with me. And I exchange some breath with her, nose to nose, as horses do, as a greeting. So are you ready? And she's licking and chewing. I'm asking her if she's ready to work with me now. Are you ready? Let's see if she'll let me put the halter and lead rope on. May I put this on now? If she runs off, then I'll just run her off, then she's not ready. Good girl. What a good girl. What a very nice girl. Oh, a little bit of flaring there, huh? Yeah, what a sweet girl. Okay.